What were the highlights of this hearing?
Paul, as you mentioned earlier, this is about the ongoing debate about the role that Huawei should be playing in the UK's broader next-generation network infrastructure. Now, there were some very tense moments during this hearing. Both parties' PMs really grilled this Huawei executive and even accused him of being a moral vacuum when he explained that it's not Huawei's role to decide what laws are right and wrong, but that Huawei will follow any country as long as it operates within the country's rule of law. Now, take a listen to this particular exchange.
We don't make judgments in terms of whether laws are right or wrong. That's for others to make those judgments.
Do you have a view as to whether or not China is a one-party state?
China is a one-party state, yes.
Do you have a view as to whether or not that Chinese one-party state is repressive of human rights?
I don't have a view on that, no.
You don't have a personal
I don't
view
have
on
a
that?
view. I don't have a personal view
You're
on
a moral
that,
vacuum?
I don't believe so, no.
Now, the MPs were pretty astonished by this Huawei executive's answers, and there were several exchanges throughout the hearing where they were quite frustrated that he wouldn't provide a clear answer to a very simple question. Now, the UK former Prime Minister Theresa May had decided that Huawei should be allowed to provide at least some parts of the UK's 5G network, but there are some other candidates that are taking a much stronger negative stance towards it. So it's really going to be up to the next leader to decide what role exactly Huawei is going to play.
Yeah, not surprising given that the Trump administration has really been pressing all its allies to ban Huawei. So what's at stake for the UK?
Right. They certainly face increasing pressure as Trump is escalating his calls for the country's allies to ban Huawei. Now, on the one hand, if the UK lets Huawei grow unchecked, it risks being cut out of important security discussions with its allies. However, if it does have an all-right ban on Huawei, this could be very costly for the UK's companies. Huawei is already very much entrenched in parts of the UK's existing 4G infrastructure, and cutting it out means that these companies are going to have costly delays, are going to have to rework their 5G plans. Right now, the calculus for many of these companies that Huawei is more technologically advanced than its competitors, and it's also a cheaper option. So this is quite a difficult decision for them to make. But we have seen some British carriers, including a BT Group and Vodafone Group, decide to ditch Huawei's phones for their next phone rollouts. That's because they're concerned about this ban that will cause there to be some software operating issues on Huawei's latest phones.
Selina, how have other countries been responding?
Now, we've just learned from Canada that their discussions are still ongoing. They haven't made a decision yet about how they will be treating Huawei, but they are considering, and this is a big deal, they are considering actually changing Huawei from their existing 4G infrastructure, which would be quite costly. Now, we have that on one hand, and then on the other hand, we heard recently from Russian leaders that they are in strong support of Huawei. They're very much against the United States stance, and one of Russia's largest carriers recently inked a deal with Huawei to roll out pilot zones in Russia. Now, across Europe, there have been a range of responses as well. Australia has excluded Huawei from bidding 5G contracts. Germany has decided it can operate freely, but within some tightened scrutiny. And France has an informal ban on Huawei right now.